Hello and welcome to today's lesson in AutoCAD 2022. We want to learn how to create 3D objects using 2D objects as a base. This is our workspace here. I have prepared 4 objects here, 2 circles, 1 rectangle, and an ellipse. Now these 4 will form the base for different objects that we want to create. These are the objects here. We have a straight line, we have a rather odd looking polyline here, and then an arc. These will form the paths along which we will extrude the 2D objects. Now, what does the extrusion tool do? Extrusion tool works in such a way that it takes a 2D object and projects along the face of that object perpendicularly. So it's more like an extension. And because it does that, then it forms a 3D object. Let's see how that works. Let's go to 3D orbit so that we can rotate. You left click and you hold your mouse and you manipulate until you get the view you want. Okay, let's zoom. Now, the extrude tool is quite easy. You can use the shortcut EXT, enter. If you click on it and enter, by default, that's what the extrusion does. So it moves perpendicularly to the face that you've selected. So if you click that and go to a shaded 3D view, you've got your cylinder. Alright, so that's a basic shape that can be formed. Another way we can use extrude is to select the object and type T. So once we type T, we can choose the angle at which it tapers. Look at that. You can make it shallow, steep. You can go back to being a cylinder. You can turn to a funnel. I think I like this funnel shape. Let's take it in the reverse. Okay. So let's leave it in the reverse. Okay, let's leave it in the reverse, right? Okay. So if we look here, that's the shape we have. Okay, so we can work with that. So let's leave the view, shaded with edges. Now let's go to this. It's going to be very simple. We're learning how to use extrude and with the option of extruding along a path. So this is a base item. This is the path. If you're going to extrude, your path necessarily has to be upstanding. How do we rotate this so that it's standing at 90 degrees to this face? Well, you can use the function rotate 3D and then enter. So we select the objects and enter. We select the axis. We want it to rotate along the x-axis, so we click x-axis and then we specify a point on the x-axis. We will choose the object. So we pick there and we can enter that so it's upstanding. All right. So once we select the path and we place there, we go back to our extrude command. We select the base object, enter, and then asks for, you have different options here. So we choose path, and then we select the path, and that is a cylinder. All right. We can take the cylinder and place it there. So you have your objects more like an inverted torch. All right, so now with the rectangle, we want to extrude it along the path of this polyline. Let's rotate the polyline so that it's perpendicular to that rectangle. Okay. And then let's try the extrude. So we pick the base object and enter, and then you can pick the path or just type P and enter and pick this, and you've got the object. Well, presently it's blocking our view, so let's move this a bit. Now we're going to do the same thing to this arc, which is the path for the ellipse. Rotate 3D, we select the object. It's going to be on the x-axis. We enter, we click, and then we rotate. Alright, so there we have it. So we take it to the point there. So in extrusion, we pick the base. As usual, we enter, and then we type P for path, and we enter, and we pick that. Alright, so that looks nice. It looks like the handle of something, a mug. So if you're trying to model a cup, this is an easy way to design the handle. So if you decide distinguishing characters, then we can work with the color. Let's change that to yellow. Alright, this will be red. That will be blue, and that's a shade of blue. And I think this works well. So this is the end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can send your questions in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.